What's good with it? It's Sharp with it, and today I brought you some videos that may make you rethink your reality. But before we get into this, could you please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that I should not have to remind button up your coats because we are about to step into the code. Let's go.
Never ever believe me whenever I tell them that I'm 62 years old. Yeah, you heard that right, 62. And people always think that I dye my hair black. No. If you look on the sides, I got a little bit of gray in there, a little bit in the beard, but hey, other than that, I'm aging fine. And a lot of people got this misconception about blue collar workers. Oh, they age quicker, they look bad for their age. Yeah, well, a lot of them drinking energy drinks all the time, smoking cigarettes, drinking beer. Not me. I've been eating watermelon. Watermelon with organic honey on it. You put some honey on the watermelon. Man, I eat probably 4 whole watermelons every single week. I love watermelon, and there's something about it, man. It keeps you hydrated, keeps you looking young, keeps your skin clean, no acne or none of that. It keeps your freaking energy levels, bam, up there too. Man, lay off the alcohol, eat you some damn watermelon. That's what you need to do. I mean, you don't see many 62-year-olds look like me.
62.
What?
He's actually not lying. I'm actually 77 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually not 70. But that's amazing. A 62-year-old that looks like that. I could only imagine how he would look when he's 100.
CIA literally ran mind control experiments called MKUltra. It's not just a theory, it's declassified. There's hidden civilizations beyond Antarctica. We sunk the Titanic in order to create the Federal Reserve. Operation Mockingbird changed journalism forever. The media is not just news, it's narrative. Our presidents are just puppets. We are in the middle of a spiritual war consisting of soul-level warfare and energy manipulation. The Matrix was a documentary, and we're living in the Truman Show. Who said that?
And that's exactly why I stopped drinking as much coffee, because that's exactly what I sound like and what I start talking about. But she's absolutely correct. If that was her that said it, I'm not too sure.
Circles are feminine, lines are masculine. This is present in the human body. Undeniable proof that everything is an intelligent design. The Egyptians knew this. The rod with a curve represents feminine. The rod with a line represents masculine. Crossing the masculine and feminine rods together represents unity of masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. The Freemasons show you the same thing. Compass creates circles, feminine. Square creates lines, masculine. Unity of masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. Aligning the left and right brain. Aligning actions with intuition. Mastery over spirit and matter. It's all the same symbolism, merging the masculine and feminine energies of consciousness. And this is what allows you to reach a higher consciousness, a higher understanding of yourself.
In Freemasonry, that stands for geometry or God. It's one and the same to them. But, it's kind of funny because they take a lot of religious aspects and symbolism from Egypt. Religions are always taking from each other, but I think they always take from the source of Egypt for the most part. In Freemasonry, that stands for geometry or God. They think it's one and the same. And, most religions borrow from each other, but I think it's all in one and the same, but they all kind of borrow from the same source of either Egypt or India.
Listen, gang, the reason why you're always isolated, bro, is because people cannot get in your energetic field and not elevate their consciousness, you feel me? It's inevitable for people to get around you and have to think better because you think on such a high plane of existence that them being around you automatically makes them think more. And sometimes people don't want to do that. Even when you just be talking and existing in the matrix, your philosophical views on reality are so spiritual that the average person feels like you be dim in the mood when you talk your shit on how you feel about certain topics, bro. And that's why you gotta understand that you're meant to be isolated, because a lot of these people hold no substance when it comes to their frequency and who they are outside of this matrix. Think of yourself as a battery charger for individuals who have low frequencies. Whenever they get in your energy, You charge them up, and this causes their being to have to ascend and think in a different plane, bro. That's why you are a natural leader, because you don't need to follow trends, and anything you do becomes popular because you have that real, authentic frequency. This is the reason why you gotta take it in stride and really appreciate what the universe has given you, bro. Cause you're here for more. So you have to understand that even though it may be lonely, you're called to do something greater. So tap in and stop forward and get back in tune with your frequency.
There's a lot of truth to that. When you are going through your enlightenment, people that are, for lack of better words, on a lower level, when you equipped the knowledge that pushes you forward, it kind of like forces you to start to evolve other people around you. And if people aren't ready for that, it will become very irritating because the field around you will like constantly be upgrading everything around you. And if the person is like refusing, it's going to cause a lot of resistance. You know, you can't take everybody along the way. They have to be willing.
Your brain is always looking for evidence to confirm what you have told it. So if the story in your mind is things are always shit and never working out for me, your brain is going to cherry pick everything in your life that reinforces that. This is why when people start to say things like, show me how it gets better, I know it can get better than this. It starts to, because your brain is going to start looking for evidence for that to be true. It's a confirmation bias, and it doesn't have to be rooted in negativity. Your brain will start to cherry pick the things that are good and that show that life has the capacity to be better. Your mind is just doing its job. It's looking for proof to reinforce the reality that you have created for yourself up there. So be intentional about the reality you're creating.
We're all a product of what we think about, and we attract what we think about the most: the people, the events, the situations, the experiences. We attract those things to us. Some of these things are, you know, destined to happen, but most of the things that happen are manifested by us. Once we learn to control that manifestation, you can direct what you want in life and start achieving those goals. But if you keep telling yourself, you know, that you can't do it, then you've already lost the battle. You have to have some sort of faith in yourself.
30 seconds. You will decide how this story ends. This is a story about us, the indoor generation. A generation that spends 90% of its life indoors. It all started the day we left nature behind. We filled our homes with lovely things and all the stuff we wanted. Our homes became places you would never want to leave. Artificial light replaced daylight, and we built our houses so that nothing could escape. We cooked and showered, breathed and played, slept and sweated. But we had closed ourselves in to a point where nothing could get out. So when the air turned bad inside, we tried fixing it with chemicals. And we put in little artificial suns everywhere to make the darkness bearable. That's when things started to happen. Hard to notice in the beginning.
Now you can walk outside and you don't even see kids playing out anymore. You know, I grew up in a time where there was actually people playing outside. You could find a friend if you went outside. You know, everybody's inside, you know. The internet has taken over, and you know, the next step is going to be very strange, like raising a child in this type of, you know, social weather. It's going to be very strange indeed. And, you know, I could only hope it'll be aware enough to be able to navigate this new technological world.
The Earth is a imaginary playground. It's a three-dimensional world. It's real, but yet it's fake. If you understand what I'm saying, it's a real world, but it's fake because everything on the outside is a projection of your consciousness and the way that you feel and think about yourself. and we pick up each other's frequency band, vibration. We could be here thinking about an airplane crashing, and if enough people began to think that thought, that airplane would begin to crash. Does it make the airplane real? No, but it does happen because it's an imaginary world. The world you live in is a fake world. You never left spirit, you're just dreaming that you have. All this is a dream. You're dreaming the dream of life. It's real, but yet it's fake. The real world is the spirit world, and you and I are the ghosts of the spirits. We are but the shadow on the wall of a cave.
In the Bible, they say that God created us in His image, but when you really think about that, that is just a short word for imagination, image. And you basically get everything created in history and for mankind from imagination, right? Creating a computer, creating a book, creating a TV, creating a radio. It had to start from somebody's imagination, in the mind. And then out from your thoughts, you create it. So it's like a real fake world, is that it's not concrete as you think. It's not limited to solid. Your imagination is not it's immaterial. It's like it's not. It's a force. It's an energy, and so it's not something that you can hold on or like contain. But yet it creates solids. It creates everything in the world, and it creates whatever you think because it starts from your brain. I feel like that is the God power in you, is to be able to create things out of your mind. And the more that you use it, the stronger you get.
When objects spin fast enough, they become invisible. So when things vibrate at a high enough frequency, they become invisible to lower frequency things. Energy is like a radio. You choose what station to tune into. When you vibrate high enough, you become undetectable to lower frequencies. That means situations, people, energies, outcomes that match fear, chaos, or lack. They literally can't see you. They can't reach you. They can't touch you because you're no longer tuned into their reality. You've shifted out of range, and you don't have to fight low vibrational energy when you're no longer in its field. You simply stop being available to it. So if you want to protect your peace, if you want to move through life unseen by the things that drain you, raise your frequency. Stay in love, stay in truth, and stay aligned. Because the moment you do so, you become invisible to everything that isn't.
You know, when you start to think positively and things start to go your way and opportunities start to open up for you, it seems like effortlessly. It's because you put yourself on a frequency, and that frequency has transferred you to a different dimension. Like you're here on a physical plane, but you're also on a spiritual plane, and your soul has levels that it can achieve while you're still in a physical body. But while your soul is achieving things, it's also creating your world, that you're projecting out there. So the things that don't like match your frequency, it literally cannot be attracted to you magnetically, And it's just, we feel all these feelings of why we're not here, why we're not doing this or not doing that, is because your frequency is not lined up to that. And if it was supposed to be, it's meant to be. You actually start to push away negativity. You start to push away the things that don't vibe with you. It's not on the same frequency as you. So, with that being said, that ends another episode. I appreciate your valuable time. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend it with I. And I would like to thank you. Sincerely, Sharp Witted. Get with it or get lost.